Russia just shocked the electric car world. Out of nowhere, a budget-friendly electric SUV called the Moskvich 3E has emerged. And it's not a concept or distant promise. It's real, it's driving, and it could reshape the EV market. The Moskvich 3E isn't flashy or luxurious, but it nails what matters: practicality, affordability, and simplicity. And in a market where most EVs are either expensive or underwhelming, that's exactly what a lot of drivers have been waiting for. So what is this electric SUV? How did Russia manage to bring it to life while Western automakers are scaling back their EV plans? And could the Moskvich 3E force companies like Tesla and BYD to rethink their strategies? Let's dive into how Russia quietly built an EV that could shake up the entire market. The Moskvich 3E, a no-nonsense EV. The Moskvich 3E isn't trying to win any beauty contests or drag races. Instead, it's focused on being practical, affordable, and easy to live with, something that's becoming increasingly rare in today's EV market. On the outside, it looks like your typical small SUV. It's not futuristic, but it's not outdated either. It's just normal, which is refreshing. Most EVs either go too far, trying to look high-tech, or fall flat, trying to blend in. The Moskvich 3E finds the right balance. Under the hood, it's got a 68-horsepower electric motor and a 55-kilowatt-hour battery. That gives it about 410 kilometers of range, or roughly 255 miles. Not bad for a compact SUV. Top speed, around 140 kilometers per hour or 87 miles per hour. Again, not built to race, just to get you where you're going. Inside, it keeps things simple. No massive touchscreens or fancy interfaces, just the basics. But it does have modern essentials like climate control, a backup camera, and parking sensors. In other words, it offers what most people actually need without the bells and whistles that drive up prices. And here's the kicker: it's priced at just 2.5 million rubles, or around $27,000. For a fully electric SUV, that's a deal, especially compared to similar models from Western or Chinese brands. A made-in-Russia EV, with a twist. Here's where it gets interesting. The Moskvich 3E is being marketed as a Russian-made EV, but its origins are a bit more global. The SUV is assembled in Moscow by the revived Moskvich brand, but the base vehicle is a rebadged JAC Sehol E40X, a Chinese EV. That means many of the core components, including the platform and body, come from China. However, Russia is working to localize more production, including the electric drivetrain and battery. Think of it like this: China provided the foundation, and Russia customized it to suit its own needs and branding. While it may not be 100% Russian yet, it's a major step toward local EV production. And that's part of what makes the 3E so notable. It's a smart mix of global parts and local manufacturing, an approach that's both realistic and scalable, especially for markets that can't afford to build EVs from scratch. Why the Moskvich 3E actually matters. So why is this modest little SUV turning heads? Because it highlights a big shift in the EV world. Right now, most electric vehicles are either ultra-expensive, like Tesla's high-end models, or super cheap, but tiny and impractical. The Moskvich 3E hits the middle ground. It's affordable, functional, and family-friendly. That's a market segment that's been largely ignored, and Russia is stepping in to fill the gap. It also shows that countries don't need to reinvent the wheel to make an impact in the EV space. By partnering with Chinese automakers and focusing on local production, Russia is building cars that actually make sense for everyday drivers. This approach could be a blueprint for other nations looking to catch up in the EV race. And it's a challenge to companies like Tesla and BYD. If a simple, no-frills EV from Russia can gain traction, it may be time to rethink how EVs are priced, marketed, and built. What comes next? Right now, Moskvich is only producing a few thousand EVs a year. But with government support and growing demand for affordable electric cars, that number could rise fast. And the more successful the Moskvich 3E becomes, the more pressure it puts on bigger players to adapt. Tesla, for example, has been teasing a $25,000 EV for years, but it's still not here. Meanwhile, Russia just quietly rolled out one that's real, drivable, and ready for the market. It may not have autopilot or mind-blowing specs, but it's here, and that alone says a lot. So while the Moskvich 3E won't dominate global sales overnight, it sends a clear message. The EV future isn't just about high-end tech, it's about building vehicles people can actually afford and use. And in that race, Russia may have just taken a surprising lead. The Moskvich 3E might not be flashy, but it's a game-changer. It proves that with the right partnerships and focus, even a country with a small EV footprint can launch a competitive, real-world electric SUV. As more countries and automakers start to rethink their EV strategies, don't be surprised if we see more cars like this. Affordable, practical, and built for the masses. Because in the end, the electric car revolution won't be won by the fanciest features. It'll be won by the vehicles that everyday people can actually buy. And the Moskvich 3E is leading that charge.